Welcome back, Embers, or if you're new here, my name is Stone. My pronouns are they, them, and today I am joined by my little cat Blight, who's sleeping on the bed. So just so you know, this is my little baby boy. I don't know if I'm gonna crop him out actually, but this is my baby boy. He's sleeping, and if I seem a little bummed, it's because I am. Moments before filming this, I dropped my makeup, bringing it in from the living room back to the bedroom, and I broke my favorite blush, which I will very gently show you is my Rare Beauty blush. There's still some of it in here, but I don't know how I'm going to use this loose. It really will not press back down. I might try to repress it into something, but it is a baked formula, so I don't know how that's going to go. I really loved this, and I am going to spoil something about this since it is now broken. Anyway, if you see me looking down, it's at my sticker covered notebook. This is Project 10 Uses. I'm very late on filming this, so we're just going to start with the Rare Beauty blush because I have already talked about it. So it's in the shade Joy. In the month of July, I used it 3 times for a total of 8 uses. However, I'm going to spoil it. I have used it in the month of August while I've been waiting to film 2 more times for a total of exactly 10 uses. So I have hit my 10 use goal on this. However, in its lifetime with me, this has only gotten 19 uses, and I spent 36 Canadian dollars on it, so I didn't even get my cost per use on this. I love this freaking blush, so I'm gonna buy a new one if I can't figure out what to do with it. I could use it loose if I had somewhere to store it. I don't think keeping it in the current component is really much of an option, and I don't have any empty makeup components that I could put it into, like loose. So I don't know really what I'm going to do with it, but I'm gonna try to figure something out with it, of course. But if I can't figure something out, next year around the summer I will rebuy it because I really do love this blush. Of my 5 blushes, I have used 2 blushes, the Rare Beauty blush we just talked about, and this Cloud Paint in the shade Eve. I used this shade in July 1 time for a total of 6 uses. So I have 4 uses left on this, which again, I still have August, the rest of August at least, and whatever I have not told you about that's been going on in August, September, and October, which again, I've said this every month. This is definitely going to get a lot of use in. So I actually only have 4 blushes left in this project because my Persimmon blush by Menagerie is already out. Then the other blushes I have another one of these in a dark color that already has 6 uses. So I'm definitely not worried about that getting 4 uses. I think once we get to September, I'm probably going to start using it again. October I'm definitely, and November I'm probably could get all 4 uses in November just with that because I love that shade in November, so I'm not worried about that one. However, I did bring my Best Buds blush in here to talk about, even though I haven't used it this month, because I am worried about this because this is a shimmery blush. I don't love this blush. I talk about this every month, but I don't love this blush. It only has right now 3 uses. I really should get on Facebook Marketplace, like a buy nothing group, and see if anybody wants this because I don't really love this. Though when I swatched it recently, I realized that it is a really pretty color for summer. The thing is, summer's almost over and I need to use this so much for the rest of summer, and I have like a week or 2, I think like a week left of summer, so I'm gonna have to use this. How many more times do I need this? 7. I'm gonna have to wear this every day in the week to actually do this. So I guess I'm gonna be wearing makeup a lot, and I'm gonna be wearing specifically this blush. I could probably get away with it into September, so yeah, I'm gonna really need to push with this blush, but I really do think maybe I should figure out a new home for it. And if I could figure out a new home for it, I definitely would. Yeah, but I have yet to find somebody who likes a shimmery blush that I can give this to. A lot of my IRL friends don't wear a ton of makeup, and if they do, this is not the kind of thing they're wearing. So I have already tried to pawn it off on one of my friends. They did not want it. So I should start using it, and I feel like once I start using it, I would actually really like it. I just need to get over the fact that it is not the color I thought it was and just freaking wear it. Yeah. So blush is not doing that well. Honestly, I didn't wear a lot of makeup in July, and so far not a lot in August, spoiler. Okay, so I have 3 highlighters in total. Of those 3, I am only currently left working on 2 of them. Of those 2, I have used one, which is this shade Lumiere, which is my yellow tone highlighter. I have used that 1 time for a total of 7 uses, so I only have 3 more uses left to go. And I think I've said this before, this is the time of year to use it. I think also September is going to be really nice for this. I think once we get to October, I might not use this quite as much, but I think for August and September, I can definitely get some uses on it. Yeah, I think 3 uses is definitely possible. I really like this, even though it looks quite dark in the pan. I find it does look really nice on my skin. It's very, very bright, which I like in a highlighter. I'm learning about myself. I like makeup that's very pow, even though it never comes across on camera as bright as I'm actually wearing. Like, it looks so bright, my makeup in real life, and then I get on camera and the camera washes me the frick out. Then let's talk about my eyeliners. So I have 3 eyeliners I'm working on in this project, and of those 3 eyeliners, all 3 of them are still in the project, and I've only used one of them in July, and that is the shade Electric Slide, which is this bright green, kind of greeny yellow shade from About Face. And I have used this 2 times in the month of July for a total of 6 uses, so I have 4 more uses left to go on this. I definitely think I need to be getting my uses on this shade and the yellow eyeliner, Cosmic Yellow, in the next couple of months. I think once we hit October. I think actually this could be a fun October shade just because it's this like acid green. So I could use it for some like Halloween-y kind of Beetlejuice inspired looks now that I think about it. But once we get past October, I don't think this is going to get a lot of use. So I am going to need to get 4 more uses on it in the next couple of months, which I think is possible. I just need to actually do it. Same with the yellow, which has 2 more uses left on it. So that's definitely possible, but I definitely need to be using these eyeliners more. And then my other shade, Giving Jade, needs 5 more uses, but that's a much darker green, so I think it'll be a shade that I use as it starts to get cooler outside, so I'm not as worried about that. But as we're getting to the end of the summer, there's definitely some things that need to be rolled out because I'm not going to really use them the rest of the year as much. Then let's talk about lipsticks, or lip products generally. So I have 4 lip products in my collection. And of those 4, 1 has already rolled out, so we're working on 3 lip products. Of those 3 lip products, I've only used 1, which is my shade More Rust, which is the one that popped out last month, 2 months ago. I'm wearing it today, not that it counts. It is really pretty. I love these lip colors, and it has worked. I think I talked about that last month, that it is working. I just need to, I don't roll it up all the way, and I'm very careful to, you know, not wiggle it around too much. This is something I would repurchase again. I really like this shade. And it's the only shade I used in July. And I used it 2 times for a total of, 10 uses, right? So this is now rolled out, which is really, really exciting. So now we have 2 lip products left. We have my Tower 28 Gloss, which again is one of those summer products that I really want to roll out. Luckily, it isn't orange, so I think I can work with it until October ends. But that shade only needs 3 more uses, which I think I should be able to do between the summer and fall. I definitely should be able to get 3 uses. And then there's also the shade Dahlia, which is at 5 uses, but it's a much darker shade. I think I will probably start using that again in October, so I'm not super worried about that because it's not really a summer color. So I think lip products are going really well, really happy with them. Now let's go on to makeup palettes. So I have 7 total eyeshadow palettes. Of those palettes, I only have 3 left in this project, and of those 3, I've actually used every single one of them. So let's start with my Sephora Wishing You. So that is this. I got it for my birthday a few years ago. It's very shiny, sorry about that. And there's only a few shades left in it because it was a very neutral palette and I don't wear a lot of neutrals. But I did keep these colors. I actually really like all of them. So in July, I used this palette 2 times for a total collective use of 8 uses. So I only have 2 more uses left to go on this. So that's really exciting. And then we have the I Heart Revolution Big Cheese palette. It's cheese themed. It's another palette I don't have a lot of shades in. I only have 4 shades, but they're very, very summery, which means I definitely need to finish using this palette in August. In July, I used this palette 3 times for a total of 6 uses. So I need 4 more uses in the month of August. I definitely need to get those uses between August and maybe the very beginning week of September. So I need to use this quite a few times. I might use this shade Mozzarella as a blush a few times. I really like that shade as a blush. It's peachy, it's really pretty. I like it a lot. So I think I might get some use out of it that way. But it's definitely something I need to focus on before the month is over, because I don't think I'm going to be pulling for it too much after that. And I'm also finding palettes with less shades in them are getting less use. Who would have guessed? So let's talk about the exciting palette now, and that is my Def Leppard palette by Rock and Roll Beauty. This is what it looks like. Ignore this purple. Every month I say I'm going to take it out. I never do. I never do. I'm busy all the time doing not the thing I said I was going to do. In July, I only used this palette 1 time. So why is that exciting? It's exciting because that takes us to 10 uses. This already had 9 uses. So this is getting rolled out of this project, which means we only have 2 palettes left in this product. Very, very exciting. What did I use? I used Burnout. Yep, I apparently used Burnout for something in August. Don't know what, but I used it apparently. So, yeah. I would have thought it would be Hallucinate for the summer, but apparently not. Anyway, this is rolling out, like I said, and I'm very excited about it, leaving us with 2 more palettes. And of those palettes, like I already said, I need 4 uses on the Big Cheese palette, and I need 2 more uses on the Wishing You palette. So I think I can actually finish the palettes next month or this month in August if I push hard for it, which is awesome. So yeah, honestly, even though I didn't use a ton of makeup in July, very kind of obviously to me, I still am doing pretty well with this project. It helps that I was pretty ahead before this. There's a few things I'm worried about, but mostly it is just this blush that worries me that I might not get 10 uses on. But I think everything else should be good as long as I just make sure to use them. But yeah, this is gonna be a focus. I have to use this a lot. All my looks are gonna be around this thing for the next like 3 weeks, because I need to get this to 10 uses. Yes, buddy. I do need to get it to 10 uses. Oh, sweet boy, sweet boy. Oh, what a precious baby. What a precious baby. He's been sleeping in the bed all day long. It's very cute. I've definitely figured some stuff out this month about how I like to use makeup and what products I need more of and what products I actually don't need as many of as I had before. I'm kind of, every year, I'm definitely getting a better sense of what I want my makeup collection to be like, how many products I use, and this project has been a really eye-opening experience to look, really be able to examine the way that I use my makeup. Part of me thinks that I would love at some point to track my usage when I'm not doing a project just to see how it looks, but then there's the thing of like, if I'm tracking my usage, I'm ultimately going to be swaying my results just through the act of tracking it. So I don't know how helpful that would be. And also, I don't want to not pan. I love panning projects. And I do have some panning projects in mind for next year, or maybe this year. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. But I love panning. I also love panning a small amount of projects, like 1, 2, maybe 3 next year. I don't know. That could be fun. But I love doing a small amount of projects every year and really curating the projects that I do to my goals for the year. And this year has been definitely, the goal of this year has been to make sure to use everything in my collection kind of evenly, to figure out what I like, what I don't like. Not so much as the way I did with Project Level Up a couple of years ago, where I was trying to figure out eyeshadows I liked, but just kind of getting a better sense of my collection. I'm always trying to kind of figure out where the line between having too much stuff is and having enough stuff that I'm having fun, I'm having a good time. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Say rip to my freaking... Hello. Rip in the comments for my blush. This is what it looks like right now. Yeah, say rip to the Rare Beauty blush. If you have any ideas of what I can do with this, let me know. Because I'd like to be able to just continue using it and not have to buy a new one. But I will. I will buy a new one if I must. Because I love this blush. It's my favorite. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Sorry that I'm in kind of a mood. I'm sure you guys understand that my favorite freaking blush has died. I'm very sad. I don't know what to do with it. I'm mourning. I loved you, Rare Beauty blush. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Bye. Look at him. He's so precious. He's been behind me the whole time. Yes. I'm over here. You can see my makeup. And he's been just on to bed, hanging out, being a cutie pie. Oh.